all of you in today's class. Today what we are going to learn, we will learn about the measure of central tendency. Students, to summarize our statistical data in order to better understand it, we make the frequency distribution. But when we need to compare two or more data, it is not possible until unless we have a single representative value. And to get this value, we need measure of central tendency. By the help of the measure of central tendency, we get a single representative value. What is central tendency? The central tendency is the tendency of a data where most of the values lie around it. And how we calculate the measure of central tendency? Measure of central tendency is actually an average of the data, and most of the time it is referred as the measure of location. So what are the types of averages we have in central tendency? There are three types of averages. Number one is the mean. So there are many types of mean. We have arithmetic mean, which is also known as the simply mean. We have harmonic mean, we have the geometrical mean, but we are going to discuss the arithmetic mean. Number two is the median of the data, and number three is the mean. These are the averages and they are known as the central tendency. So today we are going to learn about the arithmetic mean, that how we can calculate it, and there are certain properties of mean and we will discuss each of them. What is mean? Arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean is defined as the sum of the observations which is divided by the number of observations. Suppose if x1, x2, x3, xn are the set of that observation, set of n observation, then the mean is denoted by x bar and it is represented by summation of x divided by the total number of observation. What summation of x? The total value of an observation. So let's see how we can calculate the mean by that particular formula. So there is a question. Find arithmetic mean of the number 6, 7, 10, 11 and 18. How we are going to calculate that? We know that x bar mean is equals to summation of x divided by n. So we have x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 divided by the total number of observations are 5. 6 plus 7 plus 10 plus 11 plus 18 divided by 5. 42 divided by 5, which is equals to 8.4. Now let's see another type of question which is different from that question. Then we see how we can calculate the mean from that particular question. If the mean of the following number is 17, find the value of k. The mean is already given and we need to find out the value of one of our x. So we know the formula of mean is x bar is equals to summation of x divided by n. Here x bar is given, which is 17 is equals to 12 plus 18 plus 21 plus k plus 13 divided by 5. The 5 is divided here, that will shift here and it will be multiplied by that 17. 85 is equals to 64k. 85 minus 64 is equals to k. K is equals to 21. So students, this is how, when the mean is given and we need to find out the value of one of our x, so this is how it is going to be calculated. So we have a question here. The mean of 10 numbers. The mean of 10 numbers is 8. If an 11th number is now included in the result, the mean becomes 9. What is the value of the 11th number? First 10 numbers have the mean of 8, then eventually an 11th number is added and the mean became 9. So for the both times we have the mean. First mean is 8, then the other mean is 9. But we don't know the value of 10th number and we don't know the value of 11th number. So first we will calculate the value of 10th number, and with the help of that we will calculate the value of the 11th number. See how we can do that. And the total value of 10 number is equals to, the 10 will go there and it will be multiplied, it become 80. So the sum of x is equals to 80. Now with the help of that we will put that into the 11th value and we will find out the value of the 11th number. And the total value of 11th number, mean of 11th number is equals to summation of x divided by 11 is equals to 9, and we know the total number of 11 numbers are is equals to 99. And by taking the sum of these two numbers we will get the value of 11th number, which is 99 minus 80 19. So the value of the 11th number is 19. So student, the first property of the arithmetic mean is the sum of the deviations of the values from their mean is always 0. How it is represented? It is represented by, when we take the sum of each value from their mean, it is always come 0. So let's verify. So we have a question here. For the data given below, verify that the sum of the deviations from mean is 0. We have a data and we need to find out that the sum of deviation, which is summation of x minus x bar, is equals to 0. So we don't have x bar, but we know how to calculate it. First we are going to calculate the x bar. So that 20 we will put there x bar. Now we know what is x bar, and we are going to take the sum of that x bar from that particular x. So we have calculated that x minus x bar, which is 20. Now we are going to sum that deviation and it will come 0. So hence it is proved x minus 20 is equals to 0. Second property is the sum of the squares of deviation from arithmetic mean is always minimum. How it is presented? That the sum of the deviation, the square of the sum of the deviation is always minimum, is always less than to the sum of the arithmetic mean, square of the sum of the arithmetic mean. Where a is any constant, it is used for the arithmetic mean, but it is not equal to the x bar. This arithmetic mean is not equal to the x bar. Now let's verify. So we have a question that for the values of 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12, we need to verify that the square of the sum of the deviation is always less than the arithmetic mean. So we know that the arithmetic mean is calculated by the sum of the x divided by n, and the sum of the x is 40 divided by total number of observation, which is 5. So the x bar is equals to 8. And for the square of the Sum of the arithmetic mean, I've already calculated it for the save of time. So by putting this x bar into that particular value, 40 minus 8 square, it will always come, the answer will always come lesser than these values. So hence it is proved that the summation of the square of the deviation, the square of the sum of the deviation is always less than the square of the arithmetic mean. The third property is, if the arithmetic mean of values of for n1 values of a set is x1 bar, then the arithmetic mean of the n2 value is x2 bar, then it is calculated by n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2, and this is known as the combined mean. So we have a question that the mean height of 45 students of a class is 60, and the mean height is 55 students of another class is 57. So we need to find out the overall mean, the combined mean. So first we will make our data that what the question is giving us. N1 equals to n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar upon n1 plus n2. So we will put that values in that particular question, and the answer will come up 58.35, which is the combined mean. So student, this is the mean, that how it is calculated, and these are some of the properties, and we have verified it that these are real. So I hope that you have learned something new, and I encourage all of you to ask your queries in the comment section, and I will answer that. And if you have learned something new from that topic, so I request you to please like that video, share to other students, and please subscribe my channel for more videos related to statistics and probability. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz.